All right, today we are going to be talking about what is a very hot topic right now on YouTube, which is the demonetization policy that YouTube is doing right now. So let's get into that.
I wanted to talk about this. I've been talking about this with you on the phone, and you're like, we should just record this. We should just talk about this on the channel. And I think it's a good idea because I think a lot of people are going crazy over something that's just not as big of a deal as people are making it.
I think it's a big deal.
Well, okay, yeah. It's definitely a big deal. I should change my thing on it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big deal, but I don't think it's as bad as people are saying it is.
A lot of people are scared. They're calling it censorship, which, depending on your opinion, it is or it isn't. So there's a lot of like worry and freaking out and stuff.
Right.
And it's true. Some people will probably abandon their channels because of this stuff.
Right.
But I don't think anyone will be forced off of YouTube because of this.
No, not forced off. They may voluntarily leave, but I don't think people will be forced off. You know, one of the things that makes that I step back and think about, I'm like, okay, whenever something like this happens, it's like, why is this happening? What is the benefit to YouTube, or what is the necessity of it? And for this, in my opinion, the necessity is because advertisers put out a piece of advertisement, and they have very little control over where that ends up being played. So say you are, I don't know,
A church. Let's go with the church because that's real sensitive.
Yeah, there you go. Say you're a church and you want to advertise on YouTube. Churches do advertising, or a Christian publisher or something like that, or religious of some sort. And you can't control where your stuff shows up. Well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If your brand is getting paired with content that is adverse to your brand, you're going to end up taking your brand dollars elsewhere. Yeah. So even, say a more commercialized thing, say Mountain Dew has, an ad on YouTube. Well, what if it shows up before something that they feel doesn't represent their brand and they don't really want to be associated with? It's,
Yeah. I have a good example of this. Is a toothpaste company back during when Obama was running for president. There was this toothpaste company. I forget which one, but they were talking about their special angled toothbrush, right?
Okay.
And it was when YouTube first came out, Obama was running, so I was like, oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this video before. And it wasn't a commercial, like a skippable ad. It was just a video that I got suckered into watching.
Okay.
So I was watching it, and then I saw that it had some other videos on that channel, and they were all really not related to the brand, but they were Republican, definitely very positive Republican stuff.
Okay.
So you definitely, for that brand, that they were swinging Republican because they had some really off-brand. It was just so weird. Totally weird. Anyway.
Okay.
They maybe didn't want to associate with Democratic policies. Maybe they didn't want to associate at all with Obama because they thought he was a lousy candidate or something like that. They wouldn't want to come up around him.
Right. Yeah. And YouTube just doesn't have that much control over that right now. Or it doesn't give the advertisers that much control over it. So I can see maybe they're already experiencing an exodus of ad dollars. And they're like, we got to do something about this. We got to show our advertisers that we're actually doing something about this, or people are going to leave.
I think this has a lot to do with what's going on with Facebook.
Possibly.
Honestly.
Are you just going to wear those the whole video?
I think they look cool.
All right.
Trendy.
Keep them on, man. Rock them.
So, I'll take them off. I just want to make sure our audio is good. This is going on the podcast.
Okay.
By the way,
that's fine.
Hello, podcast listeners. We haven't heard from you, or you haven't heard from us in a while. And hi. And
we haven't downloaded you in a while.
We haven't downloaded. And for all you YouTube watchers, if you're wondering, we do have a podcast. We talk more about business than we do on this channel.
Right.
And on this channel, we mostly focus on YouTube. On the podcast, we talk a lot about different aspects of business and online business. So, online business, which I think is a good thing to remember, especially with this topic, is we're not just YouTubers. I mean, a lot of people get a lot of traffic from Facebook, Twitter, and other different mediums. And if their whole business model is just to get more views on their YouTube channel, then to me that's like it's the first wave.
Right.
The first wave was definitely able to capitalize on that. And they were basically the YouTube dream. You know, we have the American dream, buy a house and get a car.
Right.
The YouTube dream is get 1 million subscribers and live off of AdSense.
Right.
Which is great, except for with everything that's happening, that's going to change.
Right. It's very difficult to do either way.
So make America great again. You've seen the make YouTube great again. I don't think we're going back to that type of YouTube anymore.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
AdSense is definitely something that can benefit people,
yeah.
but you can't rely on that like you could when you were the first waivers.
Right. And many of the first waivers don't rely on that anymore. Some do, and some...
Sorry. First wave of YouTube is the first people that came into YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're a first-time watcher.
There you go.
We talk about the different waves of YouTube. Sorry, go ahead.
We've got our own vernacular. We need to publish a glossary of our show or something. So, yeah, thank you.
What's Christmas?
Right. That would go in there for sure.
Coffee's good today, by the way.
It is. Yeah. This is Oval Dog's coffee right here we're drinking.
Sorry, Joel. You were about to make a point, though.
I forgot what it was. First wave. So, yeah, a lot of those guys haven't just completely wrapped their business model around AdSense anyway. Phil DeFranco, he's a first waiver. Mm-hmm. He sells a lot of merch. That guy sells a lot of merch. Mm-hmm. They do brand deals and stuff. Brand deals are also a thing, obviously. Mm-hmm. But there's really more to it than that. I mean, like, what numbers do you have to actually make any money off of merch?
And yeah,
that's kind of, you got to be up there.
You have to be up there. Those are all number games, and I always like to think of the third wave as not worried about number games, but actually bringing something to the table,
right?
And making a career out of YouTube, but not in the same way that first waivers. Like, basically, YouTube is now just another tool for their business, basically. So let's say you're a comedian, you would use YouTube to get out there, to let people know who you are, to also build a following.
Right.
So you can sell tapes.
Shows.
Tapes. That doesn't happen anymore.
Does anybody even buy tapes?
I know.
People buy vinyl now.
I haven't. Okay, so you can sell your comedy stuff on a vinyl.
Dude, I think that would fly.
That would
Somebody
be cool.
needs to try that.
That would be a good Kickstarter. Get my comedy show on vinyl.
There you go, dude. Dave Chappelle, he's going to come back on vinyl.
That'd be cool.
It's going to be his comeback.
So maybe not that, but you're selling something, maybe a shirt. Maybe a shirt with your face on it. And,
don't sell one that's embarrassing.
If you want to sell a shirt with your face on it or something like that, as a comedian, build your following and all that stuff. You might be using YouTube to kind of build that up. You would also be using that so that you can get gigs, because you're going to need that stuff. And if people can look you up on YouTube and say, hey, this guy's actually pretty funny, let's get him in our place.
Right.
He can do some stand-up on our stage and we can pay him or whatever.
Yeah, it can always be leveraged for another thing. It's a tool in the tool belt. Mm-hmm. And some people are primarily YouTube and YouTubers. Most of the people in our third wave group, I believe they would categorize themselves in that way. Mm-hmm. But that ends up kind of limiting your options too a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have those extra areas of revenue, or you haven't built those out. It's not that they're not available to you, but they've built out the YouTube side the most. So one thing we talk about a lot is affiliate marketing.
Right.
And we think that's
good transition. I was like, we should talk about affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I mean that's like the last thing here. So you've got your AdSense as a revenue stream. You've got your merch as a revenue stream. You've got your brand deals as a revenue stream, or a free swag stream for most people. It doesn't really turn to money right away. No. But we believe that the fourth leg is affiliate marketing. And there's certain rules and stuff. Obviously, some people will jump in. Anytime you mention affiliate marketing on YouTube, they're like, well, you're going to be breaking the rules. No.
Yeah, there are.
If you do it the wrong way, you're going to be breaking the rules.
If you do it the wrong way. And affiliate marketing can be a really scammy type of marketing.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Right.
But here's the deal. I think AdSense and affiliate marketing are basically the same thing. But one of them you have control over,
right,
and the other you don't.
And one of them you make a lot more per actual successful action.
Yeah. And you can say, okay, for instance, if you don't agree with the ads that are coming up on your videos, so let's say you really hate craft beer because you're like, or not craft beer, crap beer, because you're a craft beer guy. Right. You know what I mean? You're like,
you don't want those annoying Budweiser ads showing up on your channel.
Right. Okay. So let's say you are trying to bring traffic to local breweries because you like craft beer, and you're talking about beer on your video, what happens? You're going to get commercial beer is going to show up in the ads.
Right.
So now you're talking about craft beer, but you're bringing traffic to other beer companies that you don't agree with.
It's against your brand.
Yeah, so that's really frustrating. So let's say instead of having your AdSense turned on, you turn off your AdSense because you don't want to bring traffic to the wrong beer company. And then you do affiliate marketing instead. So you're talking about a brewery in your local area. You work something out with them to where you either are affiliate marketing with them where they can go to your website and buy beer or something to that effect. You can work these deals out. That's a part of being a bigger YouTuber than the first way, whereas you actually have to work these deals out. Make affiliate marketing where it's like, hey, you don't have to pay me up front, but every sell I make for your brand, I get a little kickback, and it helps me out and helps you out, and we can do this type of thing.
Yeah, it's true. You can roll your own brand deal. It's kind of a way that we talk about affiliate marketing.
You could create a whole website even about craft beers. You could be the craft beer guy.
Right? Yeah.
And
you can control your messaging, and part of our messaging is our ads.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah. And that's exactly what YouTube is targeting. So don't just say, YouTube's got all the cards. They're holding all the cards and I can't do anything. Hi, Doug. You can hold the cards yourself. You don't have to play by their rules completely.
And if this is all like sounding pretty overwhelming and stuff, you guys can do a little thing we call Ask Indie and ask us questions like how would you establish those brand deals or whatever. Right. What topics do you think we should be covering?
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know for sure. We'd love to do that. That's kind of how we gauge, well, what is the next video we need to make? What are you guys not finding adequate information on the internet? Our whole logo here, or saying, or mantra, slogan is the business of indie entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't want to be a business, but like music, bands, people, everything that we are is a business in a way. It doesn't have to be what's that guy's name? He's running for president or something like that.
Trump.
It doesn't have to be a Trump business.
Right.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, right.
How do you forget that? Anyway, it doesn't have to be a Trump business, man. You can be the local guy, the farmer's market businessman, where you're bringing your food and your product to, be cool.
Yeah.
Trendy. You can wear a beard like Joel and be cool. So anyway.
Don't emulate me if you want to be cool. Just putting that out there. Warning.
I think he's cool.
I've never been known as the coolest guy around, but that's all right.
That's what makes him a hipster. Don't hate on the hipsters.
I'm not. I'm just groaning into a microphone.
Okay.
Who says I was even groaning about that?
I don't know.
Maybe I've just had a bad morning.
Okay, so we're all a little off topic here. What were we talking about?
Affiliate marketing and stuff.
Okay.
Trump. Sort of thing. No, you can, we're all our own business. Wherever you work, if you work for somebody, you're still a business. You're trading your time for their money. And we're all a business. YouTube is a business. And the more that we realize the field that we're playing on, if you're playing a game, you want to know the rules so you can be successful at the game. You want to know what is going on. Well, this sort of thing, the rules can change as you go, and it doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. You've just got to be aware of them, and you've got to change with them. Anytime something like this happens, it creates a volatility that creates an opportunity.
And that's a key word, volatility.
So,
I don't know what that word means, honestly. It's just like, it means things are fluctuating.